Hello Internet! Today, I'm bringing you something different to my regular style of whatever the hell it is I do. I do this because I am a jack of all trades, a YouTuber of all video styles, a man who lacks the focus to stick to any kind of theme. Some of you may remember my first and only game review, a review of Need for Speed, something or other, I don't really know, it was all kind of a blur. Anyway, I was watching that again, and I thought to myself that this video right in front of me, this video into which I poured my blood, sweat and tears, this painstaking magnum opus, this culmination of all my skill was all right. So I played a weird Japanese game and decided to talk about it. Hope you like.
I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Recettear is a cute RPG where you run an item shop. You run the item shop. No longer do I have to bow to others' capitalistic whims. No longer the ordinary folk downtrodden. With this responsibility, this chance, I will return the power to the people. Fair prices will flourish through the land, and I will herald a new era of equality. Or I could, extort the fuck out of them.
It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag.
Capitalism ho indeed, Recettear. Capitalism ho. Capitalism ho. And why does a girl of 10, 12, 15? Why does Recettear need hundreds of thousands of pics, I hear you ask? Well, her father took out a massive loan, ran away leaving his only daughter all alone to deal with his fuck-up, and is now presumed dead. Recettear eagerly awaits his return in blissful denial of the harsh reality of life, while being forced into child labour just to have food and a roof over her head. Ah, such a heartwarming and whimsical tale. Just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So, one day Recettear wakes up to a fairy dumping this load of bullshit on her and forcing her to work. If she doesn't keep paying the bills, she doesn't get to keep eating. And so begins your epic quest. You must venture to the mythical lands of the Merchants Guild, before passing through the treacherous depths of the market. Then, and only then, can you begin the true test of courage. Selling apples. So how much is that first repayment? 10,000 pics? Well, shit. That's about, let's see now, carry the one. 33.33 apples. Fuck this, I'm out. But seriously, you think that's bad? The second week's repayment is 30,000. The fifth and final payment totals 500,000. That's 1,666.667 apples. I don't have that many apples. What happens if you miss a payment? Surely you won't be kicked out onto the street for one fuck-up, right? Of course not. Term Finance is better than that. They supply you with a box to live in, completely free of charge. Wonderful work, Term Finance. You truly are the pinnacle of human compassion. The selflessness of Term Finance aside, how much interest do they charge? Well, the payment is over 5 weeks, starting at 10,000, so that implies a total of 50,000 borrowed. All their payments added together equal 820,000, so 820,000 minus 50,000 divided by 50,000 equals 1,540%. And the awful thing is, Tia won't even tell you how much you need to pay at the end of the week. You can check on the calendar, sure, but she will not divulge the information. Somebody doesn't like other people's kneecaps very much. Now, I understand this may seem a little complicated, so I will now attempt to simplify the premise using Venn diagrams. This is you. This is item shops. This bit is, owned by ness. And Term Finance takes a lot of your money, so let's put profits and Term Finance in like this. Because of those pesky loan repayments, you'll fail a lot, so let's slap in failure shops here. But later you become stinking rich, so let's put successful shops in here like so. But a shop can't be both successful and a failure at the same time. Hold on. I think I need to render these Venn diagrams in 4 dimensions. Just hang on a minute while I hit the... Lack of in-game Venn diagrams aside, the game is actually pretty fun. You open shop, haggle with customers, and make money. There are a large variety of items to sell: weapons, clothes, food, treasures, etc. Some of these items sound just godly. I direct your attention to Exhibit A, the Pure Edge. A dagger honed while meditating on the concept of cutting. Beware, cutter, or you may cut yourself? Oh, and even with the name as wondrous as the Pure Edge, the dagger itself is actually pretty weak. And of course, some items sound not so godly. I now direct your attention to Exhibit B, the Back Scratcher, a treasure worth about 5.33 apples. Its uses include being wood, and being wood. Some items just don't make sense at all. And finally, we focus our gaze on Exhibit C, Mermaid Shoes. That's not how mermaids work, guys. This is not how mermaids work! A number of different people will visit your shop looking for things to buy, and you need to read them and learn how much each one will pay. For example, little girls are poor, but you can make Alouette, heiress to the massive Big Bash chain, worth hundreds of millions of apples, pay through their nose for shit. You earn experience by selling things to people, leveling up quickly if you can make long combos. But if someone doesn't accept your first price and tries to haggle, you lose the combo. Which brings us to the most evil NPCs in the game. The most fiendish of creatures. Horrific abominations. Female shoppers. They will not accept your first price. They will argue for the sake of arguing. Choose a price, they say no. Raise the price some more, they fall for it. According to the Recettear wiki, they will haggle if you offer them as low as 30% of the base price. As you increase your merchant level, you unlock new features. You can customize your shop by changing the walls, floor, and counter. As you may have noticed, my place looks like a fucking forest flying through space. And I'm okay with this. I love finding new wallpaper or counters and trying them out. I can't wait to see what this legendary counter looks like. Oh, that's oh. No wonder it was so cheap. I just can't help but feel guilty using this. These things make perfectly good homes for the financially challenged, you know. The guy who sold these to me in the market probably just robbed them from the homeless on his way there. Well, capitalism ho and all that. Capitalism ho. At the end of each day, your profits are calculated and your score increases, in case, you know, you want to brag to your friends about how much you oppress the common folk. T will also review your work and give her opinion based on how you did. Let's see, today was a loss of 26,000. That exceeded your expectations. That exceeded your expectations. Well, someone has little faith in my shopkeeping abilities. How is this better than you hoped? Did you think I'd burn the shop down? Did you expect me to accidentally shank myself with the Pure Edge? As well as running the shop, you can hire adventurers to go exploring dungeons. To unlock more adventurers, you need to first meet them in the story, and then sell them things until they become your friend. Basically, you cheat them out of their money and offer them a small portion back to risk their lives for you. Each adventurer's fun is unique, some with vastly different playstyles, and I love them. There's Charm, the tricky thief, Callow, the mighty magician, and Louis Louis the Louie! The combat is very simple, with only 2 buttons, attack and special attack, but it suits the game well. Your adventurers will use the equipment you sold them in your shop, or you can loan them stuff, but without, you know, the 1,540% interest thing. There are boss levels every 5 floors of the dungeon, and after beating one you can either continue down the dungeon or go home. Some bosses in this game are really cool and imaginative. For example, the giant rat you have to trick into eating poison mushrooms. Others, however, are not. The very first boss is Crowned Slime, and he's a big slime made up of little slimes. Not at all like the Slime King, a somewhat iconic enemy from this other overly cute Japanese RPG. See? No face, no lawsuit. If your adventurer dies, you lose every item except one, for some magical, science, metaphysical bullshit. That is, until you reach merchant level 16 and can keep 2 items, because, you know, you become such a good shopkeeper you can rewrite the laws of the universe. Like a motherfucking shopkeep. You may run into occasional natural hazards on your dungeon trips, like landslides, or massive boomerang fish. Did I mention this game was Japanese? You know, I thought something smelled fishy about that room. I'm glad I'm finished with that encounter. What a conundrum that was. The dungeons are also filled with a variety of enemies. For example, dog people, not dog people, sentient bombs, non-sentient bombs, eye bats, bees, and tentacle monsters. Did I mention this game was Japanese? 'Cause it's very Japanese. After clearing a dungeon for the first time, you get a very expensive treasure to sell. An ancient artifact of untold power, whose very existence inspires men to find their deaths in the dungeon for a slim chance to behold its glory. Like this vase, worth 21,400 pix. Let's see now. Apple, made out of precious vitamins, 300 pix. Thankful statue, made out of precious gold, 4,550 pix. This vase had better be made out of fucking quintessence or something. Clear for a second time and you get clothes. 'Cause clothes are good, I guess. Maybe. So why don't players get anxiety-induced heart attacks from the stress of questionable loan repayments to term finance? My number one theory is because of that magical music. It is incredible. It's so happy and bubbly and full of joy that you can't help but love it. And that's really all there is to talk about in this game. So what's my opinion? On the smiley face scale, this game scores an easy, really smiley face. I would strongly recommend buying it on Steam for €15. As I said earlier, I haven't much experience with reviews, so any feedback at all would be greatly appreciated.
Well, Howls, looks like you've done a crappy job.